Alright, how's it going, everyone? Black Mom 44 coming back at you with some more Tyranny. I just realized we never went over into this area. Last I checked...
Found something.
Oh, okay, well we ran right past this thing, right? So these guys are just Scarlet Furies, so... They're all telling us to go see a Jagged Remedy. In that case, let's head out. So, we can go to Sentinel Stand, or we can try to get the sword that Orentis mentioned. I might do the Infested Old Walls on my own time, not entirely sure, but let's go to Sentinel Stand. It's 15 hours, 15 minutes. It's not too far. Alright. No missive.
Won't happen.
So.
Been a while since I last came to Stalwart. All that disfavored fighting led to this.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. Let's take this. So, Orentis said that he would meet us near the old sawmill. Wherever that is, right? So the moat that once encircled Sentinel Stand has long since succumbed to the harsh environment. These are greaves, iron sabatons. Let's keep going.
Spotted something.
Alright, nice. Sentinel Stand Keep was once a proud, imposing structure. Now it stands as a mere shadow of its former glory. Now let's see if I can even, like, come across. So as you can see, it's really dark. It's really hard to see stuff. Alright. Matthias, Brown Bottom. This is what we're up against, and this is why the Unbroken couldn't take back Stalwart. Among other reasons, I conscripted into Jagged Remedy's gang for the chance of making it through to Sentinel Stand. So far, all I've gotten are some fresh bruises and a shitty nickname. The Scarlet Chorus gave you a new name? Apparently, it's the first step of initiation into a chorus gang. The rest is open to the interpretation of whichever gang boss happens to be in charge, how they like to welcome new recruits. Without getting into any detail, I can say that Jagged Remedy is a sick fuck. The journey here wasn't my finest hour. Now they're calling me Brown Bottom. Brown Bottom, eh? I've seen worse. Work yourself bloody earning respect and you'll bury this name too. Surviving a few battles is a good start, so why Brown Bottom? The initiation rites were severe. Jagged Remedy wants to make sure that his new recruits are too degraded and spoiled for any other gang to want them. Losing control of my bowels wasn't even the most embarrassing indignity I had to suffer between Trappers Junction here, but the gang thought it was funny enough that I'm stuck with it now. I knew that joining the chorus would mean sacrificing my pride for my country. So Brown Bottom it is. These winds are extraordinary. That they are, and just beyond them, Stratus Herodin, the last regent, sits in the comfort of Sentinel Stand. During the war, we kept the fortress provisioned to outlast any siege, so it's safe to assume that Herodin won't starve to death. We'll have to find another way to make it through these winds. Nothing has changed. This is the very storm that shattered the Unbroken and disfavored alike. Thank you for bringing me here, Fatebinder. Stratus Herodin, the last stalwart regent, cowers behind the walls of his castle, and we won't be able to reach him through this storm. This place brings back unpleasant memories. So, tell me about the regents. They were bureaucrats and diplomats, all drunk on their own self-importance. Stratus Herodin never impressed me, but the people of Stalwart revered the man. He represented the best of us at the time. The edict forced him to show his true colors. Cowardice must run the regent bloodline. When the edict struck, Stratus hid in his castle and watched his country fall to pieces. An honorable man would have died for his people. The storm didn't leave much behind. A year of brutal weather will do that. Kyros' Edict of Storms devastated the once mighty realm of Stalwart, all but wiping it from the map. There isn't much left of the old country, save for the Unbroken and their stubborn pride. What's left of it, anyway. I suspect we'll all be wearing red before the war is through. So I'm only interested in one thing, how we get inside. Couldn't say. The powers fighting over this realm must have some notion, otherwise they wouldn't squabble for control over this blasted wasteland. We should track down someone with answers. Hear that? We're not alone. There's a low moan. The Bane. Alright, it's time to fight. Focus on the Scourge. Fucking hate these guys. Quick save. I don't know how good we'll be. So, let's try to take them all down. Take on me, take on me, take me on, take me on. Alright, so that's me. Versus you also. Alright, so that Scourge is dead. I'm on fast mode, no wonder. I was like, wow, we're going pretty fast.
Will do.
Missed that from the rucker. I'm not built for this sort of violence.
Let's heal Lantry. Oh, couldn't use my special power. Oh, the Bane are gone. Their natural cries silenced. There's only a tornado of violence. You spot a crouched figure on the wall above, right there.
Fatebinder, look there, atop the walls. We aren't alone.
There's Janos. You can tell by his raiment, old stalwart gear, that he is an unbroken soldier. You handled the Bane well enough, but what brings you to this forsaken place? Matthias? I thought you were on the field with... I didn't expect to find you in the company of a Fatebinder. I'm running with the Scarlet Chorus now. We were in an impossible situation. I had to choose between dying for my pride or looking after the lives of our people. I can't pretend to approve your decision, Matthias. Had I served in your unit, we would have taken a different approach. The Unbroken will endure with or without you. I only hope you find some measure of peace in the army of Kyros. Just try not to cross me on any battlefield. Did you parade your new recruit all the way here to mock us? Or do you have business in Sentinel Stand? I'm looking for Graven Ash's daughter, Amelia. Rumor has it she's inside. I was throwing this out there, but it pays to keep some information close to the vest. Voices of Narat prides himself on keeping secrets. Oh, is that so? Scarlet Chorus have mostly left this territory alone. Comes as some surprise that they would send troops in disfavored occupied lands to fetch one prisoner of war. Can't imagine what the Voices of Narat wants out of Ash's daughter. If he dispatched you to the task, she must be something special. Well, you won't be making it a Sentinel Stand anytime soon. The only people to see the inside of the keep since 4:30 are the last regent, his personal guard, and a few disfavored prisoners. Not that you should care about the last regent over much. The edict is making the war an impossible challenge for Graven Ash and his legion of ironclads. I'm sure that just thinking about it makes the Voices of Narat giddy. Why are you here? Make it my business to meet with overly inquisitive travelers, give them the lay of the land. I just wanted to see how you would take that. You don't get to hear about my schedule, course, rat. Fuck off. What was that about disfavored prisoners? You're the one who brought up Amelia. If you know that she ended up behind the wind wall, then you have half the story already. Before the Edict of Storms hit us last year, Stalwart Patrol captured a company of disfavored. I know at least some of the prisoners made it to Sentinel Stand. No one's been in contact with the keep since the edict hit. I have it on good authority that one of the prisoners was the daughter of Graven Ash. So Barrick, you alright? Nothing. We can discuss it later. I'm no military strategist, but it doesn't take one to know that the Archon of War holds its troops in high esteem. A regent trapped in Sentinel Stand wouldn't execute one without trying to barter a deal. So there's at least a chance that the prisoners are still alive, don't you think? Why is the last regent important? No, Chorus Rat, why don't you tell me? Or better yet, ask your new recruit. Stratus Harridan is the last living regent, and his bloodline is tied to the Edict of Storms. The only reason that these storms persist is because Harridan hides within Sentinel Stand, prison that even we can't breach. Kyros decreed that the storms would persist until the last of Stalwart's rulers died. It was punishment for the regent's arrogance during the last great battle of the war. I round up the last of the Unbroken with hopes of killing the regent ourselves. I still cling to my hope, though I fight under a different banner now. So what do the Unbroken want? You conscripted our former leader into your howling army. This can't be a mystery to you, can it? You're here for your own reasons, and I'm here for mine. Just because I'm not drawing bronze on you doesn't make us friends, or, for that matter, countrymen. You didn't help us with the Bane. True enough, you do well to remember that I'm a scout, and good scouts stay out of unnecessary fights. That's actually highly true. Especially those with questionable allies. No offense intended. None taken. My humor is beyond question or reproach. To say otherwise would scorn Graven Ash's careful recruitment. Questions seem about right. I would have accepted shifty or suspect as well. Or questionable seems about right. How can I get inside Sentinel Stand? I'm not stupid enough to give up our plans to some chorus rats, even if the lives of anyone in Sentinel Stand mean less to me than the piss I took this morning. Farewell, old friend. Here's to hoping our next leader can remember where he came from when the road takes a sharp bend. Damn him. I wish his words didn't sting, but he's a good patriot and I can't fault his bias. In my heart, I know I made this choice to get back at its favorite in the regent, but it's not easy to face the censure of my countrymen. You'll get over it once you've hacked away at them in battle a few times. Their opinions won't matter as much as their corpses and anything useful they might drop. Now you know what we're up against. Thankfully, I have a lead on getting us through the wind wall to Sentinel Stand. An unbroken lieutenant by the name of Elia stationed at Rust Canyons. Before Jagged Remedy got me in his clutches, I dispatched Elia along with my best troops to hunt for region heirlooms lost during the war. Elia and her unbroken scavengers should have yielded something of value by now, maybe even something we can use to push our way through the storm. We won't know for sure unless you check in on her progress. So why don't you go? I have responsibilities. Jagged Remedy wants me to report back as soon as we're done here. I'm afraid he's not done whittling down my self-worth to a nub just yet. I can't wait to learn what indescribable terrors he has in mind. I could probably describe a few, but I wouldn't want to ruin the surprise. It will get awful before it gets better, but you'll toughen up for war, and soon all of the hate you feel now will turn to love, or something like that. Trust me. Why should she cooperate with me? She'll probably curse up a storm if she recognizes you as Scarlet Chorus, but her real enemy has always been the disfavored. If you can appeal for her thirst for northerner blood, you might find her more agreeable than you think. So what's the deal with Regent heirlooms? They're items of incredible power, rallying symbols and weapons that define great deeds in the history of Stalwart. Members of the Regent families wore them or wielded them as symbolic badges of office, though in truth they're much more than that. Just having one can inspire followers or make you swing a sword with more force. A lot of Stalwart's national pride was wrapped up in those Regent heirlooms, though of course they're scattered and all but lost. How can these things help us? But they have enough history to convince even this old skeptic. The amulet Never Drown was said to have parted the waves during ancient conflicts with Islander beastmen. There are items of equally impressive power outside of Stalwart, of course, though only remarkable people carry them. I only heard this from Jagged Remedy's gang, but the Voices of Nerat wields a scepter called Final Scream. It is said to cause confusion when you stand too close to the Archon. We had a hunch that a piece of the Regent arsenal could send a military force through the tornado around Sentinel Stand unharmed. If that were true, we would have used it to cross the barrier, kill Stratus Harridan, and end the Edict of Storms. I don't imagine you'll be ending the Edict in the foreseeable future, though, not while Graven Ash occupies the region. So I'll go to Rust Canyons, contact Elia. I'll send word to Elia so she knows to expect you. Please give her my regards. Or don't. I wouldn't want her to see me this way. I suppose it's high time that I report back to Jagged Remedy. The initiation rites are only half done, so I'll no doubt have some other degrading feat for me to accomplish. The things I do for Stalwart. And the things I do for love. Alright, so there's a box. Box munchers. You know what I mean. Alright, so let's snag this. Alright. So then let's get down. Get down. Go down here. Yeah, fuck it. Some Bane essence, but I don't really see the need behind it. Alright, so then... I'm drawing a blank. Yeah, we went this way. Yeah. Let's try to finish exploring a little bit. Let's go over here. Oh, we're still in fast mode, so my guys, yeah, they're like right there. And that's it. So it's time to go. So we can go to Rust Canyons or the infested old walls. Let's go the old walls. Through the billowing dust and rust kicked up by the Edict of Storms, you make out a shifting silhouettes of a small group ahead of you. Appearing lightly armed and armored, the group pulls 2 carts in their wake. They don't notice you through the maelstrom. Allow them pass without making your presence known, or hail them. Hail them. Wary of your presence, the travelers halt when you hail them. Await your approach. Their emaciated faces make it clear that hunger has left them weak. One steps forward to explain that they're scavengers from Old Stalwart, hoping to trade their haul in exchange for food for their families. A glance at their goods reveals that they're carrying remnants of bronze and iron arms, likely scrounged from the Blade Grave. Leader of the group, head bowed deeply in deference, asks if they may pass. Guide them, proclaim them guilty of treason. Guide them, fuck it. So, we gain favor with Tunin. So, escorting the travelers, you lead them through the ragged waste to the Blade Grave's broken border. They thank you profusely for your assistance, swearing to spread word of your fairness to others in Stalwart. Lear shows her appreciation with a few pieces of scrap before the group continues their march away from the Edict of Storms. That's with Tunin. So we gain favor average. It's not bad. Let's keep going. Just made it. God damn it.
I'm not one for superstition, but every hair on the back of my neck is standing at attention.
Calm yourself. There's just a chill in the air.
No, it's something else.
Yeah. Let's turn that off. Turn
Bleed
off
out,
the
you little
fast
shit.
Let's heal self. No, let's heal first. Alright, so fast mode's engaged once again. Let's see what this is. Okay, yeah, I know there's an enemy. F6. Quick save just in case. Oh, holy shit, there are a lot of them.
Just point me in the
Verse up here.
right direction.
Alright, we're gonna have to cheese
Not a
it.
problem, boss.
Yeah, cheese it a little bit. I don't know why my character went all the way up first. Seems pretty stupid.
Bleed out, you little... Get up, damn you!
Once again, not sure why my character decided it would be especially prudent to charge in.
Another scar? Fine.
Alright, heal verse. There we go. So get Lantry up. So Edict of Storms takes all the damage down. I think that's... he needs more health. Yeah. That works. We could do a Passage of Hours, maybe. But I don't know. I don't know if that's a good idea. Yeah, actually, yeah. Yeah, that's decent. So let's fucking do it. Yeah. Quick save again. Take some more Bane essence. Ah, holy shit, there. I forgot that there's a bunch of tough ones. All over here. Alright, so we move back. We have verse go in. As soon as you see one, you fire. No, no. I said, as soon as you see one, fire.
You got it. Look at that, a future core.
Turn. Okay. My character. Use your magic. Use your magic.
Got dark all of.
Now do this. Lantry, have you casted your weird thing? Is that even like a spell? I don't know. I don't know if it's a spell. Scourge is badly injured. Let's keep trying to fuck it up.
That one rasped me hard.
Holy shit! Please, kill this thing. Please. Just kill. How is this one barely injured? Shit happens. Oh, Barrick, dude, come on. Come on, you fucking puss. Come on! Barrick, turn around. Be a fucking pussy right now. Barrick, I mean it. Like, holy shit. Please don't be a fucking puss when we fucking need you, dude. Fucking
Let's be off.
Puss in boots. Alright, so we got a bunch of shit there. Once again, we will quick save. Alright, looks like that's just these two. Two Malice. Alright, verse. You know what to do, Rico. You know what to do.
Heads up, we have company.
What are you doing, verse? That is not at all what I suggested. Wow. Okay.
I'm on it.
I guess. Alright, Barrick, do your fucking thing. No idea what you're doing, Verse. No idea. That is not what I said.
Got dark all of a sudden.
How can you not cast it? For real, dude. If you have to move up, move up.
Got it.
I don't know why you're acting half retarded.
You're scouting out by your ass.
I got it.
I think we need to put some more like health shit, especially. Yes.
That's how it's fucking done.
Alright, keep hitting him.
Right.
God. Okay. So that is how you do it. Takes a lot. That's a Scarlet Notebook. Red spirals carved upon the wooden cover of this papyrus notebook. Handwriting within is haphazard and inscrutable. It's a work of unpracticed, poorly trained wordcaster. They contain recognizable sentences after a few entries. Appears to be a journal of a commander detailing troop movements. Times and locations are noted alongside numbers and pictures of trees, stick figures, and rocks. They didn't know the word for lumber, ore, and people. They just felt more comfortable with people with pictures than words. The corner of every page has a day's head count for the author's brigade. While some days note dozens of losses, the brigade appears to be recruiting far faster than its members are dying or deserting. Alright, so there's nothing to note there or there. Alright, so take all that, and then we finally go up, and we get Dauntless. It's 15 to 19 slash in Pierce. Minus 8 rank. Yeah, well, no shit, dude. As your hand touches the hilt of the sword, a rush of sensation courses up your arms as if you had dunked them in warm water. Feeling is at once calming and overwhelming and leaves you breathless. Dauntless! I saw that blade carve up too many of my friends during the Stalwart campaign. The locals rallied around it, sang anthems when it was drawn. It's every bit as meaningful to the Unbroken as Sentinel Stand. If you ever need a sword big enough to cleave the old walls in half, that would be it. Careful where you point that thing. I've seen plenty of decorative copies in my time, but this is genuine. The Bane would not have gathered around a mundane imitation. It's a real Dauntless. You'll need to hold on to it, for posterity's sake, naturally. We grow accustomed to the sword's weight, and all this other stuff starts going through our head. That's pretty cool. Now, I never take Dauntless for myself. It's for Barrick. Dauntless. It has -4 armor penetration, but everything else is great. It's also resolute. On weapon crit for area of effect, daze for 10.6 seconds. It also has an ability, so it's Stalwart Surge. Compared to our regular sword, who gives a shit? I want you to have this, Barrick. I don't really give a shit, okay? It's gonna be better. So, it's gonna be better. Alright, so there we go. That'll probably be one of the few times where I'm actually equipping characters while, you know, everyone's watching, because I don't really want to do that. So, okay. Actually, on top of that, we also have a missive. Linux. This is the sort of question that can get you killed. Very little is known about how Archons are born to come to power. My long life has taught me that Kyros and the Archons prefer it that way. If the young and talented remain forever in the dark, the old and mighty can rule without challenge. I heard of Ash. He will always be merely Ash to me, before Kyros renamed him and gave his legion the backhanded title, as a rebel. A grimy, illiterate partisan who is winning battles while his countrymen of the Northern Kingdom lost left and right. Ash was always a good leader, but he wasn't born able to mystically reach out and protect his soldiers. The earliest mention of it isn't even until the tail end of the Northern Conquest. And if you read the journals, they don't tell stories of grievous harm warded off by Ash's stern looks. Instead, they talk of his soldiers finding their fears and doubts lifted from them by Ash's presence. A careful reading suggests the ability to actively protect physical harm came years later, as that bond grew, and, more importantly, as his legend grew. That legend part is a key detail. In my understanding, an Archon's power is something of a self-fulfilling prophecy. The widespread perception of an Archon's power is the very thing that strengthens an Archon's power. So in Ash's case, he had some early inkling of a power, the ability to assuage the burdens of his men, and as he took on a mantle of power and became known all around Terratus as the next Archon of War, it soon became the ability to bear the physical burdens of his men, not just their fears and doubts. Thus my advice to you is to act like an Archon. Take power where you can find it. Foster fear, foster love. Never walk through life anonymously, but rather live in the thoughts of your followers and the anxieties of your enemies. Ask about Kyros' wrath. So, dear Mythos, thank you for weighing in on all this. To ask perhaps too obvious a question, if I'm such an anomaly, such a threat, why isn't the Overlord dealt with me right away? An edict or just a simple request to Blood and Mark would be no small threat. Neither seems to have happened just yet. What is your take on this? Why isn't Kyros dealt with me? Send it for 24-hour response time. Okay. We will also rest right here next to the Bane that we killed. Because we're fucking hardcore. And then we will carry on to Rust Canyons, which will take 7 hours. So yeah, so when you're dealing with the Bane there, a very, 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 I'm gonna repeat this, very, very smart choice is to have someone reel them in. You know, you don't want to fight all of them at once. As you can see, they are so powerful. They are so deadly.
Kyros' storm ripped all life to shreds, leaving behind only armor and weapons. It is chilling to see these metal remains with my own eyes.
Definitely is. And on that note, it is chilling. We will continue next time for Tyranny, where we will attempt to find, I believe it's Amelia. Well, not Graven Ash's daughter, Amelia, but the other Amelia, or is it like Emily or some shit? I don't know. But we are going to attempt to find her. You know, stay tuned. There should be more tomorrow. Until then, I want to thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you're digging this. I'm going to have some more videos coming in as well. I'll be finishing up this series, presumably sometime this week. Which, I mean, in the future, that's not going to mean pretty much anything to anyone. But, on top of that, I want everyone to have a great day. And just look forward to all more videos that are going to come. I'm probably going to be doing a little bit more Foxhole. I really thought that game was cool. So that'll probably be on the agenda for a little bit later today. And until then, this is Black Mamba 44, out.